which is going to be Mirage here between VERTEX and Rooster. It's going to be an interesting affair. Rooster coming in with a couple of subs today, but I feel like Mirage is the kind of map which might at least favor that playstyle, right?
Argument that can be made for that, but I think for those that missed it, what we did see on map number 1, VERTEX were just putting on an absolute bloody belter, so I would probably expect them to carry that over into Mirage, and of course it's Rooster going to be starting off on the T side here because VERTEX got the pick of where they wanted to go.
Let's see what's going down here for the CT side. Looks like VERTEX happy just to play the old 1-2-2 setup. Deep approach, and VERTEX looking like we are going to see them play for the retake. Worried about a flood into jungle, but it's going to be CT they need to worry about. Val leading the charge now. Not going for the full swing just yet. In comes that flash they were waiting for. Brace holding it down, and VERTEX again going for a bit of a one-pronged approach. All grouped up. 5-man CT retake.
This could be weird. They've got a kit. They've got a smoke on Malta.
Going up on top of ticket now, and looking to book their ticket back into the site. Going all right. Smoke down, and the defense is just all bloody everywhere. Rackham can't stop that defuse, and there's no chance for Rooster. What a retake.
It's funny, right? Because that's kind of been the way that all 3 retakes in the pistol rounds have been had, right? A team gets a plant. They don't plan that for where they end up playing the post from, and the CTs run in together, and they get the retake and the defuse. What a wild storyline that these pistol rounds have certainly come to be so far. And then I guess because the plants have been there, the T side have gone for these force-ups, and for Rooster, it's everybody with the Galils. You got an upgrade, I guess you could say, for Rackham here with the AK-47, but there is not a single bit of utility behind them.
We'll see what they do with it. For the moment, it is just that top mid smoke. Letting ASAP go for the lurk here. And a 2-2 split from Palace. Contact out from Rackham. And they're just waiting for ADDICT to bite off more than he can chew here. Brace still hidden under balcony. And ASAP not going to be able to activate and con either. So looking pretty good right now for VERTEX. ADDICT finds another. And it's all down to Val, who's staying silent here. Just outside of A main. Can he work the timing? hazr spots him and rips his head off his shoulders as well. Big damage onto ADDICT and hazr, but no one able to follow through with the kill. So 5 alive at the end of the round.
I'd like to try and break down this round as, best as possible and as gigabrain as possible. But at the end of the day, Rooster forced up and VERTEX just won those duels individually. Rooster weren't really shooting back all that too much. One of the players even got HE'd out when they were taken relatively low. hazr wins the duel with the lesser weapon MP9 there against the Galil, but, even though he gets dinked. So at the end of the day, the force up for Rooster didn't really work out for anything. They were playing with some stones in the previous round. Now they're playing with some broken sticks. It should be pretty easy for VERTEX to close this one before we get another gun round.
Molly's doing their job. Force an 80k out of that little hidey hole at top mid. And Rackham now. Good luck, hey?
Yeah, not going to happen, unfortunately, at the end of the day for that one. So, look, it's been the first 3 rounds where it hasn't really gone Rooster's way. They're going to be able to get the guns come this next round where, I'm kind of on the same mindset of what the things that I wanted to see from them in the previous map of Vertigo coming in towards Mirage. What sort of executes have they got? What individual plays do they have to try and better VERTEX? Usually I would look to the utility to be able to assist them to find some better placed duels, but for right now, they're still kind of lackluster on that regard. A couple of smokes, flashes, yeah, Molly too, but for VERTEX, they're starting to build up cash mac, they're building confidence, they're building frags, and yet again, they've got another clean opener.
Re-smoke on that con. Bit of util. And the double under bulk setup. VERTEX changing the setups up over and over. Val looking like he's found a little one-way cheeky gap there, which ADDICT was not ready for at all.
There's an AWP in the mix as well for PZ up on the balcony. He'll be able to look after apartments. It's a good amount of information that Malta's going to be able to achieve from a push-up apps. Meanwhile, for VERTEX over at the A side of things, it's going to be the double under balcony deployment for them as well. 50 seconds for Rooster to try and get in towards what might look to be the A site. 2 smokes. But where do they want to try and throw them, right? So does it kind of just transition over towards B? A smoke top con? That probably does push them over here. Now they're going to have to contend with PZ on the AWP, who's going to buy some time with a good placed incendiary. Malta and unders as well, Mac. This VERTEX lineup right now, they're getting a good amount of info. And the frags too.
Good. PZ looking for the 3-piece feed, and he's not going to find it. Dropping the bones in the bin there. Rackham, 1v4 angle, and he's kicked things off nicely, but he's forgotten the objective. It's still down on short.
There's no time.
Oh, as you mentioned, absolutely no time to get back to site here. It's just a save angle, and it's not looking good for him. Hazard, he hasn't heard that shot, but he will react to it in time. A little bit of chaos going on in the VERTEX comms, it seems, and that is going to be 4 straight in a row for VERTEX here.
Bit of a blunder from Rooster as well, right? Not giving themselves enough time to be able to play with. We saw that a couple of times over on Vertigo, so I kind of want to see them go a little bit more hastily in towards these sites. Maybe a quick execution over towards A when they do get their next kind of rifle round. Play these better duels, force VERTEX into a good retake scenario if possible. Then you can set themselves up with some nice time. But from what I've seen so far, you know, VERTEX are not really allowing Rooster to get too much control around the map. And even when they do get control of mid, we see time and time again when it does come to Mirage, CT-sided teams accepting the fact that they will let go of mid and put focus on these sites, because there's only, you know, what, 2 slots that they can really look to see the T's get in towards, and those chokes are just locked down on those longer lines. Speaking of which, though, those positions to lock down is not really going too well for VERTEX here.
No, not at the moment. But ADDICT able to at least answer with 1, so still an opportunity. And of course, Rooster, we've only got those 3 deagles surrounding the AK.
Ooh.
So we'll see if they're going to be able to go on a bit of an expedition to set Val up for success, but that angle favors him immensely. And ADDICT as well, peeking from New Zealand, is not going to be in a favored position there. So 2v4, PZ, unscoped and tucked away over towards Ticket. That's going to be Malta just tearing him apart, bringing it back to the 2v2. Timing's damn good for PZ. And he's spotting that cross to the bomb as well, but ADK, he's threaded the needle. He's got the timing. And he's heard this jump up into window. Malta feeling it, will be forced back down. But PZ going to be able to cut him off at the pass if he decides to go for CT. He's just chasing Malta. 30 seconds. ADK's got his knife out, and he's gone skis. Oh.
That's a very smart idea, right? From him to try and win or get that 1v1 so he doesn't have to play a 2v1 post-plant scenario. Going for the hunt against Malta. But Malta just one step better. Here's the drop. Knows that he's potentially sticking around or has to go back up through mid where you've already got PZ on that AWP line. So just those little contingencies for VERTEX when maybe you think Rooster are going to be able to steal away around. Doesn't work out. That is quite unfortunate. Finally, we do get another gun round to come through from Rooster, however. Their first big chance to get one on the board. And Mac, cheeky something has just told me in my ears that Sunday School won 16-8 on Inferno against Encore.
Alrighty.
Cheeky.
Okay. The squad just rocking up. And taking down the big dogs. Well, hazr is looking to lock down that connector position. Good timing on the swing from ADDICT, but ASAP going to start to fire up. Finds himself a quick double, and will get themselves the man advantage for Rooster. So A control's there. Brace has found a nice little angle, expecting ASAP in the corner, but Sap too sharp right now.
80 ping swing gets the job done. 2 versus 3, a creep up from ADDICT as well. Spots ADK. Then Molly's going to force him off the line. Is this just save territory, though? I think it might be for VERTEX.
Thinking about it. ADDICT's not a lot of cash in the bank. And also, if ASAP's hitting sharp ones like he is currently, then it's a dangerous prospect to attempt the retake. Looks like ASAP's going to go for a hunt through the underpass now and try to make his way in through apps. But we'll see if Rackham, rather, is going to be able to find them. ASAP just creating some space between him and the explosive so he doesn't fall down at the end, and that's going to be 5-1 the scoreline.
Finally, we see Rooster get on the board. Maybe a little bit too late, but, you know, T-side, if they're chasing 5 rounds as a potential argument to be happy with, well, at least 5, maybe. You know, I would like to see a very competitive 7-8 half in this series. But for that, you know, we'll need a couple of heavy hitters on the Rooster side to start hitting. With that save from VERTEX, another good purchase for them to come into the 7th round here. A double AWP deployment as well. As picking up the big green over on short, where currently you've got Rooster split between apartments, up through mid already. I think ASAP was attempting to get up on the ledge at the window, but denied.
Well, Brace just lurking here in ladder and waiting for a silent boost to ensue. But Rooster happy just to stand there, suns out, guns out at mid, and look to find a trade for Val, which they did lose before. Addict's playing a similar position. We'll see if Rooster are going to adapt to this if they continue to try and put pressure on this jungle area of the map.
I'm wondering what line is PZ actually holding at the moment. Maybe it's not even going to need to come into fruition as Rackham's down. The rest of the boys are in through the connector already. And then you got that bomb in the palace. nettik really needs to get on the board here. Needs to find something quite large. PZ's even spotted where the other man up in the palace is coming from. But nettik is having a rough one. ADDICT falls as well, Mark. And as quickly as Rooster get around on the board, they can't do a single point of damage in the next round.
Oof. nettik is on 0 and 7. Not quite sure if it's 007. That is yet to be confirmed, but he's getting there. Which is funny because nettik was topping the absolute charts from that first series of the day. We'll have a quick look. He is, in fact, 007. Yep. Mr. James Bond has joined us. So it's only up from here for nettik, at least.
Well, one would hope. One would hope. The guns are going to be here for Rooster, bar ADDICT on the Deagle. Technically a gun, so not wrong in that regard. Ooh. Damage, Rackham. An opportunity. Squandered.
Two-man advantage. nettik. 1 point of health to try and make it happen here. ADDICT loses all at that damn util. He's taking it to the grave with him. And Val gets chunked down to 21 health as well. So a very difficult position for Rooster to be in. 1 HP in a dream.
To get on the board, Mac.
He knows Brace is up in PAL, so at least has that going for him at the moment. And he's been given a whole lot of respect from everyone else as well. But the timing game,
yeah,
it's gone his way. It's just a matter of where he wants to plant and how deep Brace goes in PAL now.
He's kind of just found the gap at the moment where you got to be hungry to try and find something.
Can kill PZ.
Yeah, because they're not expecting him to have already gone through the A site. Finally, nettik, a frag on the board. We've got it, surely.
Beautiful.
Yay.
Well, makes it happen for one. Smoke to get this plant secured. 30 on the clock. Is Brace going to try and deny? Bam in. Can't connect. It's an awkward position to play from. hazr. Cops a bullet. Fortunately for himself, not on the head. And that's going to be 7-1. A successful retake. And nettik finding a whole bunch of space, but not around for Rooster.
Yeah, 7 on the CT side. It does look like we've had a disconnect on the side of Rooster as well. Nope, they've reconnected straight up. So just a bit of a refresh potential. A little bug, but nevertheless, Mac, it's you know, another round that goes VERTEX's way at the end of the day. You can give nettik all the praise to get, you know, on the board in this one, but we really need to start to see Rooster gather some rounds, because if they don't, you know, it's going to be at least a safety net of going into the lower bracket for tomorrow's game, which, of course, we have to wait and see who the challenger will be on that one from our other series of the day. In this round, though, not
Cracker entries. Bit of a battle for mid, and hazr going to be able to answer with one, so 4v4 now, and things get that much more difficult with nettik hitting the floor. ADDICT wants to go out through this lurk smoke, but VERTEX very much aware that he loves a good move up. Ooh, I like that angle on top of the ladder there, but he is just going to win the fight anyway. So 3v3 now, and Brace has the smoke ready in case that molly spreads further.
Always the case in CSGO where you bring out that utility and it spreads at the last tick, but for this time it doesn't. There's a lot of information from Malta because it's the second time that Rooster have forgotten an objective. This time it's in enemy hands as well. Malta spotted that, but does he hang around? I think that's one of the biggest things at the moment. ADDICT, low HP, is going to come back to collect it, expecting Malta to be here, but his head. Oh,
Whoa.
it would have been a big duel to win for Malta, but now that that's down, there's a large chance for Rooster to be able to double their scoreline.
Malta definitely not expecting the moving target there. hazr going to be able to win his fight, bring it back to the 2v2. So even Stevens for the moment, and that molly creates a bit of a space. Safe plant on that front side of triple. And ADDICT flashes his way back to safety. Decides to go for the crab walk approach. And Brace now looking to make his way forward. Smoke and flash for him. hazr
Oh,
no chance. ADDICT feeling it right now. And it might just be a ninja angle. Smoke going to be underarmed. Flash towards main side. Brace not going to be seen. And ADDICT, he's spamming. He's worried. And pushes his way forward. Oh, but Brace, he knows where both the individuals are. But it's going to be hard to fight them. Ready for the swing. No tap, but ADDICT, he's played the time game. And that's going to be a second secured on the T side for Rooster.
oh, tip for tat frags in the rounds. 12 HP will be the number that ADDICT survives with. At the end of the day, it is the doubling of the scoreline for Rooster. And some cheeky angles, some cheeky duels that they're at least able to win. And like I said, right, the big pivotal duel that kind of, you know, helps Rooster or keeps them alive in that round is actually that frag that he finds on towards Malta. Because if he loses that, there's no time to essentially go back and get the bomb for the T's. So a really large one. You'll chalk that up if you're VERTEX. You'll just take that for what it is. You've got another buy to come into this new round. To try and secure the half at least. ADDICT being sent in. Good flash.
Ooh. Trey's favoring Rooster, though. And Val, ASAP coming out worse for wear, but they're still living. They're still finding some kind of impact. nettik, the same cannot be said. He'll be caught in transition over towards bench side. And now the A site is still this target. Brace just jumping for info. Deep flash doesn't connect. Molly as well. Shouldn't spread, but he's obviously got the smoke for good measure. And ADDICT as well expecting the aggression. So VERTEX not playing that one together, and it might just cost them another round.
Yeah, they're quite split. But PZ through a smoke apparently. Maybe when fading, he's going to be split up for this retake with Brace. Do they choose to regroup or do they choose to attack at a different angle? We've got an around the world play from Val at the moment as well. So there's a chance if ADDICT loses this duel for VERTEX to win the round.
Oh, but is he ready for the two-man? The swing too good. And Val, he's gone for the full wrap, but the drop's been heard and he can't win the fight. PZ still in the position to win. And so is VERTEX with 8 secured on the board. That's a 6-round lead now. And a round where Rooster, I would have said desperately needed. Doesn't end up being too bad because with that bomb plant money, they can still invest going into round 11. But look, 3 in a row there would have been nice.
Yeah, I think one of the big problems for Rooster right now is if they see VERTEX win this round and win the next, and we got double digits on the CT side, I think that's going to be a really big task for Rooster to come back from. It's going to be a very large, challenging one, right? You're not really getting even your kills happening on Rooster. You got a couple of these rounds that you've been finding from, you know, an individual kill that has essentially won the round. So they need to be really careful with just the remainder of how they're tackling these rounds. When you're losing kills like that through a smoke, where your opponents are kind of getting a good amount of timing, makes it really good too. So,
well, speaking of timing, that one's worked very well for Brace on the peak. And Rooster, 2 men down. How can they come back into this round? That's the real question.
yeah.
We've got, what, 2 smokes, 2 flashes, 1 molly, and a whole bunch of mid control. But look, VERTEX are so happy to play off of that middle of the map.
Yeah. You got to remember as well, Mac, mid's not where you can plant that bomb.
Mm.
So you're happy enough to give it if you are VERTEX. You got a 5 versus 3. The way that this round is won for Rooster is essentially it being lost by VERTEX, right? So we need to see a big blunder for the CTs to give an avenue for Rooster to get back in towards this round. And it may well be ADDICT buy-ins loads himself in the window. 40 seconds to go. A smoke, a flash, and a molly for Rooster. And they're going to be going over toward the B side of the map where you got Malta playing up in apps. And then on the side itself, you got PZ with the boomstick too. ADDICT in quick rotation if required. 30 now to get that bomb down.
The silence. The patience. And Malta as well. Just have not peaked at all. Good clearance, good holding. And that should be the round in the bag. 14 seconds. Val needs to get up onto the balcony to get that bomb in hand. And VERTEX, well, they just need to survive here. Malta He'll peek anyway, take the head straight off of his shoulders. And the B-side anchor is looking like the banker with 3 big kills at the end. Look at that. VERTEX securing a clean 9th round.
You like to see it. Finally, things going over to the B site, so Malta's not just in a post plant, so I think he'll be a little bit happy with that one, but these rounds are really starting to get out of hand. Rooster, they need to be picking up something soon. Gonna have the raid boss attempt in this round by Val getting that AK-47. He's gonna be taking that one in towards the Palace as well, so maybe he can steal a crown for his noggin in this one. PZ will start us off though. Another good opener in mid.
Yeah, a few individuals from Rooster just finding it rough to shoot back right now, which is understandable because VERTEX looking like they really want to qualify for ESL Challenger Melbourne again.
Yeah. Very
and
close.
They might want their Saturday afternoons as well, which would be a little bonus.
Oh, Sunday afternoon, yeah.
Sunday afternoon, rather, yeah. It's Saturday today. Look, time flies when you're having
weird,
fun,
isn't
mate.
it? All right, we'll see what these pistols can actually do here. Val ate a grenade for dinner, so he's nice and full. Again, silence in the server. No one from VERTEX really overstepping until PZ pulls out util and braces his life. And now ADDICT. Okay, finally, Rooster again with the pistols.
Oh, look. Dion, sometimes contact plays are pretty good, and sometimes contact plays are pretty not good, to put it in a more safe for work vocabulary. But this time, the contact play was very, very good. Rooster caught nothing but timings, and they've caught themselves a 3rd round with a lackluster bite. Bit of a halfie.
Yeah, you're definitely going to take that. Do you hold on to these weapons, or do you go for a hunt? Because the damage that Rooster can deliver to VERTEX is probably not that much, right? They get a little smidge of a loss bonus, but they're going to hold on to these guns, get everything that they need in the next round. And Rooster, it just really means that they've got one less step to try and get a potential comeback when things do change over to their CT side. So you'll take it. A round placed is a round gathered. Very nicely done. And I do like to see that we've got full utility now available for Rooster, right? It was something that I was kind of waiting for over on Vertigo too. What are they actually going to be able to deliver when they've got all their equipment that they could possibly want?
Yeah.
Now we finally get to see that.
Let's see what they bring to the table here in round 13. PZ looking to crack open Rooster again. Tear off a leg. Just get those gains, son. And hazr, look at the timing of this nade. Couldn't have been better. Nettik gone. ADDICT going to be able to find him through con. And in the meanwhile, we are going to see hazr falling at stairs. So maybe an opening now for Rooster. They've got themselves a man advantage with Brace falling as well. And it's an awkward battle. Val looks the wrong direction. Malta swings. And the pressure coming through on mid. Rooster was certainly not ready for it.
Yeah, we've seen so many times that VERTEX just kind of relinquished control of mid, let Rooster have it, because as I made mention to, it's not the place that you can try to win out a round. It's not the place that you can get that plant as the tease. So now changing it up, catching Rooster off guard, putting themselves in a player advantage, hopefully not going to be giving that over by anyone going for a bit of an eager peek, which maybe Malta, as he does tuck himself in behind the van. We'll take Rackham down a little bit, but now as they start to overwhelm him, rotations need to come.
Good util set. Nade as well, doing a bit of chip damage. That's going to be the bomb right out in the open, over towards E-Box. And Rackham, 1v3 angle, can't see a damn thing. Tucks his shoulder against the wall and waits for the swing in market, but things look that much more difficult. Malta playing silly buggers, wanted the knife, couldn't find it, but VERTEX secure the double digits first here, with a 7-round lead now going into the 14th.
Double digits CT side, quite scary. We know that VERTEX is a very capable T-sided team as well, but maybe Rooster, you know, all they need to do is get onto that CT side to potentially get up in their own momentum. We won't know for sure until we get these next 2 rounds of play. It's good to see again that Rooster do have another gun round at least presentable, but for VERTEX, you know, things have looked pretty clinical, albeit there's a couple of outlier rounds. PZ on the AWP. Wins it against Rackham. Val's down to 17 HP. Just feels like at the beginning of these rounds, VERTEX are more often than not putting a foot wrong.
Definitely feels like Rooster is slowly but surely running out of decisions to be made, running out of the strat book, which is understandable when you're playing with a couple of subs here. But, you know, it's Mirage. I feel like it's been years since we've seen any B-Apps action, and that's exactly how Malta's getting all this control round after round. And he's doing it again here. Might still not have impact, but it's info, and it allows VERTEX to play this double setup at the top of con. ADDICT finds himself a knife, and maybe an A site, but ADDICT still standing between nettik, who's got that bomb at mid, and control of anywhere, but he's actually picked the path of least resistance. So VERTEX, again, just going to have to play for the retake.
How's he managed to find a knife? Everybody full focus on towards the jewels in mid, but it's exactly as you mentioned. Able to just slip things in towards the B site, get a plant now, turning towards post. He's got an idea that someone's playing in the apartments. How do you even win a 1 versus X duel right now? There's the first at least.
It's a great angle to find. Nice tap on the ADDICT, but doesn't expect the double up in apps. He didn't recognize it was Malta fast enough, and I'm pretty sure he heard him running in through underpass as well. So that is going to be an 11th with a successful retake, but nettik starting to fire up just when Rooster needed him most. Unfortunately, again, it's just not going to convert into another round on the board.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. A 1 versus 3 that would have been pretty sinister as well. 3 bullets in the chamber, turns down to 1. Imagine a world in which he was able to realize that it was Malta and apps and one tap him. That would have been insane for a 1 versus 3. But nevertheless, Rooster close, but not close enough. We move into the last round of this half. And again, you know, I'm at least happy to see that we've got a buy from Rooster with utility behind it. But they need to find an open duel. They need to find it cleanly. It's back in towards mid. It's back into PZ's crosshairs. They've lost that, but at least they've taken Brace down.
Jumping across, and Rackham not ready for the force of hazr here. Big flash. Buys some time for Rooster now, but they're both going to be stuck over with Tetris. Trying to work this puzzle out, but it's not going to work out at all. And that's going to be 12-3 at the half. VERTEX off on a tear before we jump into the second. We got to go to a break. See you in a sec. Welcome back, ladies and gents. VERTEX off to an absolute tear here in the second map of the series and looking to put a bow on this one with a 2-0 affair. But we'll see if Rooster can hit back here on the CT side of Mirage. At the moment, VERTEX looking to just smash it straight through mid.
We'll see what damage they're going to be able to deliver here. Up connector, of course. It's a challenge against Rackham, and he can't quite wrangle anything with this USP. A bit of a team dink out from hazr, but as long as he's finding some damage against his opponents, you'd say it's okay. However, not really. Some damage is certainly being delivered. A flank in by Malta to try and finish off ADDICT. Val loses his life as well, and now it's all on to Sap, who's been seen at the stairs. Good for one, but is he good for the second? Onto Brace, he is! There we go!
Big shots coming through there. Sap, nice crisp flick. And that's another pistol in the bag for Rooster. I think we're even now. But that being said, they're still a long way in the deficit. They
Absolutely.
need, what, 8 more in a row just to close this round gap, and then that's still not even the game yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be a very large feat for Rooster to be able to get back in towards this one, I would say, to tie it up, 12-12 without VERTEX getting a single T-sided rounds. I think I would be very surprised more so by that factor than Rooster being able to mount a comeback, to be honest with you. But
yeah,
nevertheless, we'll see.
Well, eco frags taste pretty damn nice, and they also will get that confidence back in the tank for the Rooster members. So Rackham, easy looking 3-man spray down there with the FAMAS. Surely going to get the adrenaline pumping a little bit and maybe get those cogs turning for Rooster here going into the third.
Yeah, well, nettik have, kind of been brought up into the realm with his team. He's still on the bottom, mind you, but, with the teammates have all got 8 and 9 and you've got 7, you build some self-confidence. But one of the biggest things, as you make mention to, right, is just this very large scoreline difference at the moment. We need to see big rounds be put up from Rooster pretty cleanly, I might add. Rounds such as this, where VERTEX finally have their first purchase. Bit of an interest in towards mid, over towards B apartments, which we didn't really see Rooster test on their own T side. Meanwhile, as well, yeah, they do have the lesser weaponry, but they're not trying to, push anywhere to gain massive amounts of information. ADK is just playing jump spot over a ticket. You got a little bit of a mid overlook. Rackham had no idea that anyone was going to be pushing down the B stairs. So maybe just a bit of a disconnection for Rooster here. At least Sap drops the bomb. PZ down.
Okay, let's see what they're going to be able to cook up here at mid. Brace going in behind that molly, but not expecting nettik on the offline, who can't get this done at range just yet. Gets the reload off, but they know that he's going to be stuck on that short side of window. Molly going to flush him out into the open. hazr falls in the process, and Malta just trying to create as much space as possible. Over towards the B side here. Malta gets the job done as ADDICT takes the head off of nettik, and that is going to be the round in the bag for VERTEX. AKs seem to be the side. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. It seemed to be something, Dion, and my brain just shut off completely.
Okay, it's 10:30 p.m. There's been some Counter-Strike played. There's been some interesting maps. We've also had Mitchell half-day con cannon strike today, so I think it's just one of those days.
True, I haven't brought that up yet.
Yeah.
Probably should. Did he bring it up?
He brought it up on Twitter, yeah.
Good. At least he knows.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're allowed to have half days on your birthday.
True.
Shout out to the Concainator. Big old 3-zip now. But 2-zip could also be this scoreline if VERTEX keep this pace going. Rooster just trying to figure out how to win a round like this with minimal util. There's just 2 bangers to play with, maybe a nade for net to get damage, but ADK can't see a thing. Didn't hear that wrap underneath the stairs as well. Deep jungle smoke, allowing Brace to have so much space here over towards that top of con. And man's just going to be tucked into the corner. Rackham trying to hunt for him with a couple of shots in through the smoke, and it looks like it's going to be the push through the smoke as well, which is the downfall. And Rooster might just be completely roasted here.
It almost looked like Rackham had auto pickup on as well. As soon as he walked over that M4 that was at the stairs, just immediately equipped it after he was shooting the deagles. So quite unfortunate, as Brace is also just going to penetrate through the wall on towards nettik. Again, in a round where there's not actually a single point of damage delivered to the VERTEX lads. When you look at that, those bullets all firing over towards jungle, I thought there would have at least been some damage. Probably not.
Either way, it's just rough scenes. Rooster, every time they try to make something happen, VERTEX just seem to have the answer. Seem to be hitting a few more shots. You're looking at the likes of ADDICT on 22 and 9. rocking the big KD. Definitely going to be taking that spot at the top of the stats away from nettik after a game like this. And now it looks like he might even be taking the stacked A site, even though Rooster have brought all the boys to the party.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do, though. These Deagles, can they get any deadly action? Because the decisions that have been made so far for Rooster haven't worked anything a treat. Except for maybe now.
One found from Rackham. Zap as well. Very dangerous. The dig in hand. And, oh, he's feeling it. PZ too slow on the trigger there. 3v3, still an opportunity. As nettik's going to be taken out of the equation. Sap still living over towards the stairs, climbing his way to victory. Val looking to go forward as well. Oh, lined that head up, but didn't hit it. And that's going to be ADDICT saving the day, avoiding getting ecoed. And that is, of course, going to be a 10-round lead. Looking to make it 16-5 on both maps here for a 2-0 dub.
Yeah, I didn't expect the scoreline to be this one-sided, all things considered. You know, I thought in the first series of the day that, Rooster, even with these substitutes going over Sunday School, might look a little bit clean. But now when I take into consideration as well what Sunday School are putting up against Encore, it's kind of a very interesting night of Counter-Strike. For VERTEX, I'm pretty sure they're, quite content with how things have worked out. Yeah, it was a close game against Encore. They got the dub at the end of the day. They're looking to get a clean one here against Rooster, who might have a different look tomorrow. We never know if their actual other players are going to be able to come back into the fold in tomorrow's game or not. Because remember, there is that safety net where Rooster will drop down into the lower bracket. So we will see. Bring it back into this map now if we will have any more rounds that Rooster can put in play, if they can get a couple victories here. If not, then, come tomorrow.
That's it, right? Well, you hope so, for Rooster's sake at least. Now, VERTEX, you've got hazr playing a dangerous game. nettik got a secondary, a scout, and he was hoping that that attention was going to be drawn. But hazr saw that one coming a mile away. And on my screen, that was underneath his view model.
Yeah,
this man's got to be playing left-handed.
Yeah, that was quickest draw in the West. For sure. ADDICT on a Rackham, though, and things start to get insurmountably harder. Insurmountably? Oh, that's the word. Anywho, 80k Val and ASAP.
Well, ADDICT jump peak on the entry, and Sap's completely gone. But look at this. Man's just putting more numbers to the tally. One away from dropping the 30 bomb in a 20-round game. Insane impact. And we're going to see Val have a chance here, have a crack. Brace isn't going to let him get the 30. Sitting there with his head down in his shoulders, and 16-5. 2-0 is going to be the scoreline here. VERTEX move on to the qualification game. I guess you'd call it the grand final of the closed qual. And look, I'm pretty sure they're going to be happy to have their Sunday afternoons to go and get a bite to eat.